And there's still a place for cold calls. There's still a place for chambers and rotaries like we were talking a while ago. But the way our society and business is moving, it allows us small business owners like you and me to go really fast. And as long as we got some of the right systems in place, we should be able to duplicate ourselves and grow our business even faster. Anyway, so some of that work's already done. Then we just pulled the video screenshot, and I mean, so we got some of the basics done.
Right on.
You ready?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. This is BJ Murphy.
I'm Zac Holcomb.
And we don't have a script. So we met, like 4 weeks ago, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
And, of course, I live in Kinston, North Carolina, and former mayor and entrepreneur now. And, Zac, tell us about you.
I'm from, I'm like 31. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I just moved down to Kinston from up there and to start a business. Kind of like the area, a lot of opportunity down here. So I like. So
what was it about? Because I mean, I've been in business here for a long time, and I've done B2B sales, et cetera. But Kinston was home for me. I mean, so I knew back in 7th grade I was going to live back. I was against the grain even then. I was going to move back to our small town USA here in Kinston. But I knew I was coming here. You're from Ohio. I remember watching your Instagram or Instagram story going, oh, he's got a wife, a couple of kids. I mean, at least one of them in a car seat, maybe two. I mean, and a dog and a couple of cats. I mean, what brought you to Kinston from Ohio?
Well, I would say like in June, man, I'd never even thought about coming down here. And then like 4th of July, I think I came down roughly that week and checked things out. And was like, all right, there's a lot of openings for opportunity. I mean, I see empty buildings as opportunity. Some people see it as blight. I see it as like that's a heck of an opportunity. So I really like things like that. That was big for us.
And we were just talking in the office, but we started shooting the breeze a little bit, and we just said, oh no, we need to go ahead and start just record and see what happens. But we were talking. You and I share a similar philosophy on a lot of social media, and we both follow a guy named Gary Vee, and so. Through either application or philosophies, we talk a lot about them because we agree with a lot of stuff he says. But one thing we were talking about was LinkedIn and small town USA and how chambers of commerce need to evolve. And I mean, you're from Ohio and ended up how many hundreds of miles to
about 600
down east, right? Yeah. To a small town USA, and you're starting a business, but you've done a lot of that via your presence on LinkedIn and Instagram, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So like for me, I mean, LinkedIn is the biggest thing I think that's ever helped professional career especially. But the ability to take a video, like literally, all right, cool, this is what's going on. All right, cool. Hi, my name's Zac, 1 minute, post it, and I can reach 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people.
Right.
I mean, that's why even, I mean, meeting you is super cool in person, but like, for the ability to go and travel all day, you could travel around, meet 3 offices, meet 3 to 5 people. The ability to hit 3,000.
I used to train on cold calling. I mean, that was one of my skill sets that I would teach people, okay, how much money do you want to make? How many meetings will you have to sit down with an actual decision maker to get one yes? Is that 3? Is it 4? Is it 10? What is that number? And then how many times do you have to speak to somebody on the phone before you actually get them to say yes to a meeting? And then how many times you actually have to dial somebody, get through the gatekeeper, or get through a voicemail to actually get them on the phone? And so I broke it all the way down to this is how much you need to make. So this is how many calls you got to make. And there's still a place for cold calls. There's still a place for chambers and rotaries like we were talking a while ago. But the way our society and business is moving, it allows us small business owners like you and me to go really fast. And as long as we got some of the right systems in place, we should be able to duplicate ourselves and grow our business even faster.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just like everything else. I mean, there was a time when like you on the cold calling, there was a point in time where everyone's attention was on the phone. Like people got home and they all shared one phone line.
Right.
Like, I wasn't around then.
I remember picking up the phone to listen to my sisters and her boyfriend or girlfriend talk, and I'm just, just because I was being a silly, mean older brother. But yeah, I remember when you pick up the phone, you could hear what was happening on the other end.
Right. But that was where the attention was. Like, you're sitting around the table and the phone rings and like 7 people jump up to go get the phone. Now, if like a home phone rang during dinner, people were like, "You have a phone at home?"
I cut that cord 15 years ago.
I've never had one.
I mean, but that is technology, and you think about the application of where small businesses and organizations are growing. The need to adapt to that environment is more so today than it's been in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
What do you see as what is the one thing on social media that you're doing right now that's hot, that's working, that you see people not just posting, but you see people actually liking or commenting or engaging with content? Because engagement is the trick to social media. Is you want to get your message out there, but you actually want people communicating and having a dialogue there.
Well, I mean, what works for me, I do video like a ton, unedited, 100% unedited videos. It's not for everybody. I totally get that.
Right.
Like, there's people that sounds like horrible. I really like doing it, but what works for me is a good mixture of I'm 100% myself all of the time, and that is paramount. Underneath that is, showing gratitude and humility and like, yeah, I'm on here because I want to show you what I'm up to because I think it's really cool.
Right.
But I'm definitely not trying to be like, look at me, like I'm amazing and my way or the highway.
Right.
There's tons of ways. Like I said, with the social media, like there's people that probably would be really successful at writing like a 4 one-liner post each day, and that would be their slamming post.
Right.
I try to do that every once in a while. I'm just kind of like throwing it off. But
I have a good friend who he writes some of the wittiest. It's on his personal profile, just friends on Facebook. I mean, we've known him a long time, but watching his Facebook on his personal profile, he writes some of the wittiest things, hardly ever uses an image, but he does such a great job. He's so descriptive and funny, humorous, he catches your attention that you can't help but read it, like it, share it, comment, go, "Oh my God, that was so great." But he is very gifted in that, and so he's somebody I would say go all in on that. You if you want to add video, awesome, but you need to just keep perfecting this skill for you because it's working and people love it.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried I've been like, oh wow, I really like video, and video does well for me, and then I'm like, all right, Then I started editing some of my videos, and like some of them it's cool, but in terms of like that, and they do well. Like on the vanity stuff,
right?
By vanity metrics, I mean likes and the count of views and all that that fun stuff. But just the regular my phone in my face does the best.
So we just did a social media summit a week or two ago called the SM3 Summit in Kinston, and really the whole idea for our Magic Mile Media team was, when I look at rural Eastern North Carolina where we are, that we don't have a lot of the social media practitioners. I mean, yeah, people are on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but when you think about it from a business mindset and how you go about approaching it, there's not a lot of that in the market. There's not a lot of video in the market. There's not a lot of graphic designers in this market. You have to go to more of the metropolitan areas to get some of that, or find it through some kind of freelancing website or something. But we had this summit just for that, and you were there. You participated in our social on Friday evening, and Saturday your brother came.
Yeah,
I mean, he drove all night just to hang. I was like, yes, that's the kind of hustle and drive we need more of.
Yep.
What was your biggest takeaway? We actually just recently uploaded all the videos, so the people who went spend $25 and they get access to all of them. But what was your biggest takeaway from that event?
I mean, the biggest takeaway for me on it was it was a really awesome event. Like, props. High level speakers and stuff. That was really cool.
Thank you.
I was pretty psyched about it, especially at the price point. Man, nailed it. I was like $100. I only paid $100.
Yeah, right.
That was
cool. I was questioning myself a lot. It's like, no, but the market doesn't understand the need yet, so I'm going to keep it really inexpensive. We did not make money on it. I mean, you think 3 people working about 15, 20 hours each every week for about 4 or 5 weeks. But so it wasn't about that. It was about the market.
Right.
And the long term. I mean, we move fast, but it's still a bigger picture going on. But
Yeah,
what was
exactly.
some takeaways?
I mean, the coolest part was like you said, getting people from this area that don't even do, like their businesses don't even have a social account, and they went to a thing to learn how to use social media. So like the fact that you're even getting people to open their mind up to seeing like, all right, I'll even spend a little bit of money to see if this is something I want to do. So like, it's cool to see that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think getting the ball rolling in the area is really cool. The thing I like the most from it personally was, I mean, like super fine detail was Tanya's thing about like Googling magazine covers
Yes.
for words that go together really well and grab your attention because of the psychology that all goes into that. I mean, that's.
And she was right about that. That's something I've never thought about, but to kind of break that point down was if you were doing a YouTube video or how-to video, or you were trying to catch somebody's attention with some really cool lead hook, so they read the first 5 or 6 words and they go, okay, I need to read what else is in here. I need to watch this video, or I need to click on this. I mean, the simple idea was that you go to Google and you type in, say you want to talk about cell phone mechanics. And so you would type in cell phone mechanics magazine. and by putting in the magazine word and you click on images, it pops up all these magazines that might have anything to do with mechanics or cell phones.
Yeah, technology.
Right. And on the covers, they've paid thousands of dollars for copywriters to make these really cool things so that you would go in the store and pay $4, $5, $6 to pull it off the shelf and put in your cart. It's like, man, that was like...
I can't believe I never thought of that.
Right.
Because I'm always like, I don't know about you, but when you're scrolling, like I have like a 5-word attention span. Like I'm going to read 5 words if you're a thing, and if I'm not, I'm gone.
Right.
I, like the silliest, stupidest taglines. I tag almost every video I post on LinkedIn. Almost all of them say happy and whatever stinking day it is.
Is that right?
And people will stop. It's the silliest thing. They're like, oh, happy Tuesday? Oh, I mean, sounds great, right?
Right.
I'm at work right now, so I'm pretty miserable. So yeah, screw it. Let's start with happy Tuesday. It's just amazing. But that, yeah, if a magazine is going to spend thousands of dollars on what words they put together on the front, I'll take that.
Right.
It's free.
Right.
Google is your mommy.